All right, ladies and gentlemen, if everyone can please come back. All right, so I should have the mic back. So, welcome everyone to Dual Enrollment 21-22 school year. I'm Dan Graham, one of the assistant principals here at Oakdale High School, and also the dean of students for our Dual Enrollment program. And so, we're going to go over some of the key things tonight with Dual Enrollment, with payment, expectations for students, and then also some of the big differences between now that you're taking a college level course and actual college class, and versus the difference how that works with taking one of our FCPS classes. So, we're going to try to get through this as efficiently as possible. Just as an FYI, this is being recorded and we'll send this out later this evening to everyone, so you will have access to this if you missed anything or need to revisit any of the topics that we covered. So, as I said, I'm Dan Graham, assistant principal. I'm dean of students. This is Miss Chrissy Polis. She is our guidance counselor for all of our dual enrollment students. She is a bevy of knowledge for all of this. We'll be able to answer all the wonderful questions. So, our list of faculty, Dr. Scoder, who is in the back, he was able to join us. He teaches all of our SEC 101 students, so we want to also have for English 9. We have Ms. Showalter, who teaches SEC English 102. Ms. Watson has Math 120. Ms. Steeg, who teaches Intro to Business Computers through the SIS program. And then Mr. Lillard transferred to Kentucky High School this year. He has been replaced by Ms. Conti, who comes from us from Dorchester County. And when you go meet her, she has some really cool stories. The first thing I'll show you is the picture that she had an elephant draw her. So we are very happy to have her. Ms. Nagazon, who is the coordinator of Dual Enrollment for SCPS, she is at another school doing this exact same presentation tonight. And then we also have Ms. Beth W., who is with us tonight, and will be answering any questions going through some of the stuff with FCC for you.
Just real quick, I love y'all, but I am not the counselor for all students. Your counselor, your students counselor, or your students here, your counselor is also your point of contact for dual enrollment. Sorry, just to clarify.
So we do want to start with one key thing, because many of you are taking these courses, and not only are they college level classes, but they're also graduation requirements. And so this is very important, and we're going to kind of harp on this tonight with the second part, because communications with families about student progress is dictated by FERPA. So what that means is you cannot email your parents, cannot email the teacher and ask about your progress. They cannot email me and ask about progress. I cannot respond. All of the communication will go through your student. And so we cannot communicate how they are doing without their permission. And it is very important, because once again, it's a graduation requirement. And so if you're taking one of those math classes or one of those English classes, especially in the spring semester, we don't want those issues to arise. And so parents, we just want to make sure you understand that we are limited on what we can say about students that are enrolled in dual enrollment.
So just one more point about that, and I know Ms. Duffy is also going to speak to the FERPA piece, but for us as counselors, having seniors or juniors enrolled in these classes is very anxiety producing, just because we don't get updates. I can't log into Schoology and check grades. So this is truly your first college experience as a student, as a parent of a college student, because you have to take their word for it, or make them sit down with you and log into their account to look at their grade. That's what I was just. But this is really the first time that you're going to have to let go a little bit and trust them to do what they're supposed to do. This is hopefully teaching them to engage with their professors, with their teachers, have conversations about what they need to do differently. You know, there aren't tons of grades. We don't have classwork, homework, and all these categories. So if you have a paper due and you don't do the paper, that's going to bring your grade down significantly. So it's a tremendous experience for our students, but it requires a little bit different way of thinking. And for us as parents and counselors, it requires us to let go a little and have some faith as well. sorry. So this is just information on how much the courses are going to cost this year. When we were looking at the credits and how many credits each course was worth, this is just FCC's current tuition rate. So we're going to talk next about how to pay, but the bottom line here is this is a steal, and y'all know it, which is why we're sitting here. These credits, you're going to pay a lot more money to take these, even at SCC after high school graduation, but also if you're planning to attend a four-year school, you would pay a lot more money to get these credits. So it's, again, a wonderful opportunity for our students. So this is the big issue for us. Bills are going to be available on PeopleSoft, and Mr. Grimm sent out a Find Out First last week with directions on how to access your bill and to pay your bill. And this is all through SCC. This isn't through us at SCPS. We are also going to, tomorrow, with the link of this presentation, also link again those online payment directions for you. So I know it's hard to keep up with all the communication that we are sending out right now for back to school. So if you missed it, it's okay. We're going to send it out again so that you'll know how to go online and take care of that. If you are currently a student or a family that qualifies for free and reduced meals, that also affords you a different discount that we will take care of for you on our end. If you are a family that is currently in a position of financial need, you can see Mr. Grimm and I, and we can help to navigate that for you as well. Okay? Oh, and there it is. So this is a lot of information that we don't need to probably go through too much right now, or do you want to talk about this?
The only thing that I will mention, I've got a lot of emails from this already with students not knowing how to log in. The first time you log in, you just go in with your ID number and then you reset your password for what it is. So it's very simple. I'll link that was sent out. Like Ms. Bolt said, we'll send it out again tomorrow. So when we get into this, please note that when you drop is very important, and those dates are key because you get through where you get some of your money back or none of your money back. And also when it will end up on transcripts. There are cutoff dates where if you're failing an FCC class and you try to withdraw, that will stay on your transcript. So if you get into this and you're like, whoa, I chose poorly, don't hesitate to come see us and we can try to make the changes to fit in your schedule.
But on the same note, don't get scared away on the first day. Dr. Scooter, don't scare everyone away on day one. I'm just kidding. He's true. He would. But it's very different. So if you are concerned, did I make the right choice? Do I understand my expectations? All of our teachers have office hours. You can meet with them as a student. If you want your parent to be there for a conversation with your professor, you can ask and grant permission for your parent to be there. But again, we're really trying to foster those relationships for you as college students to learn how to advocate and communicate for yourself in a college setting. But please feel free. You can also reach out to Mr. Grimm, and he can help to navigate that, or your counselor. We can also help to navigate those conversations too. So also don't get scared away. So the great news is you guys have all done this paperwork already. But if you want a reminder of what did I sign, what did I say I was going to do, there will be a link to that form here. It's just basically acknowledging that you've read all of the information about, number one, you're going to get a high school credit for the course that you're enrolled in, and you're also going to get a college credit for the course that you're enrolled in. That's the biggest piece. That's why most of you are doing that. The dual credit intent means I'm going to take the high school credit, but I'm also going to take the college credit. So let's just say you get through English 101 and you're not doing as great, and we earn a D in that course. You can't come back at the end and say, oh wait, I was kidding, I don't want college credit. Can't do that. Okay, so again, this is a commitment. This is a college course. The student responsibilities, again, are pretty much just engaging, understanding your Blackboard accounts and your PeopleSoft accounts. These are all things that your teachers are going to help you do the first few days of class. Make sure you know how to navigate the student systems, because this isn't Schoology, this is a different platform. And then student and parent permissions. Part of the parent permission, probably the one I just want to remind you is, if your son or daughter is here for an SEC course, first block with Dr. Scoder on Mondays and Wednesdays. On Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, your student doesn't have to come to school until second block begins. Okay, again, we're learning some freedom, some responsibility. They still have to be here for, second block on time, but they won't have to come to school on regular time on those other days. So part of what you signed off is what we call an administrative attendance waiver, and that's you as a parent allowing your child to either come in late on non-class days or leave early on non-class days. We don't have too many in the middle of the day, leaving and coming back and stuff. But that's part of that form as well. There it is. Same thing. Yeah.
Also, when you arrive into the building, we will ask that you please sign in the front office as you enter the building. That way we know who's here and when they arrive. So it's just a quick check-in sheet. And now Ms. Duffy will take over for the majority of the rest of the presentation.
Hi, it's good to see you guys. I've been, like probably many of you, shut in my house for a year and a half, and I have been married for 29 years, and I've finally run out of things to say to my husband, so it's good to be able to talk to some other people. So I'll talk about FCC and dual enrollment. PeopleSoft, as they said, you'll be able to go in and pay through PeopleSoft. And Blackboard is FCC's version of Schoology. That's where students will go. You can see your course syllabus, you can see your grades, you can see all that information on Blackboard. And as they said, first day of class, your instructor will probably sit down with you and go through and show you some features and where to find and what to do, kind of information on your PeopleSoft and your Blackboard accounts. Right. As I've mentioned, college students are covered by FERPA, which is federal law, and that means that once you apply to college, the rights to your education information transfer to the student, even if you're still in high school. And as they very, very accurately said, this is kind of a step of faith, because as parents, we spend so much of our child's lives deeply involved in their education, and this is a time when you have to sort of step back and let them go. And the thing I encourage parents to do, and two of mine graduated from college, jury's still out in the third, but the two who went through successfully and completed college, I really encourage you to periodically sit down and say, pull up PeopleSoft, let me see your grade, pull up the Blackboard website. They can give you their password. That does not violate anything. But I really encourage open and honest communication, because this is a great opportunity. It saves time, it saves money. The stakes are pretty high. You don't want to risk high school graduation. So please, please, please have those conversations frequently. Your dean of student might call you in, because there is nothing to prevent, say, Dr. Scoder going in and say, you might want to pull so-and-so in for a conversation. And at that point, you could get pulled into someone's office and say, how are you doing in English 101? Chances are you already suspect what's going on. And say, do I have your permission to call your parent or guardian? So hopefully none of you have that call ever, but that is something to think about. So keep that in mind. That is crucial. If you have a 504 or an IEP, you do not Students with Disabilities Center. You can take any can take your most recent testing, your most recent IEP to the Center for Disabilities, and they can create an accommodation plan for you. It is much more streamlined in higher ed than it is in secondary, and they do not distribute it to your instructors. That is the student responsibility. So if you leave with an accommodation plan, it's up to the student to give it to the instructor. If you want to get a student ID, you have to come to campus and you can make an appointment, and security will print out a student ID. I encourage you, if you have transportation, to do that. You can use that to come to events. Hopefully we'll have events this year. Whether we have guest speakers, we have plays, musical productions, we have athletics, and we'd really like you to be a part of that. You are FCC students. Likewise, as FCC students, we have free tutoring on campus. We have a tutoring and writing center, and I strongly recommend that if you want extra help, even if you're doing well, tutoring is not just for people who are struggling. It's to stay strong, to keep ahead. So never look at it as a bad thing or a weakness. That is in our Learning Commons, which is a nice word for library. It is free. We also have a STEM tutoring center where you can come in for science and math tutoring, whatever you're taking, no appointment necessary. Please utilize that. We also have online tutoring that you can access through the Blackboard website. If transportation is an issue, or it's more convenient to use the virtual tutoring, but absolutely, please utilize those. Those are part of what your tuition goes toward. So make best use of your time and access those perks, for lack of a better term. You can follow us on social media. I don't run the social media account because the little gray hair ladies are really bad at that stuff. But a lot of good information, and you can ask them, goes out through our social media accounts. Study tips, due dates, reminders, all that good stuff, that does come out, so feel free to follow us on any of those forms of social media. Well, I'm told this.
One more thing, just quickly about the dual credit and the college credit, and we'll remind you of all of this again later, but seniors, please remember when it's time to do your college application and you've decided that you're attending Clemson University in the fall, you will also want to request your transcript from FCC in addition to your high school transcript. So we will send your transcript, which will show that you have English 101 and STAT, and that grade will be reflected there. The college is also going to want to see your FCC official transcript in order to award the credit to you. We'll remind seniors probably 10 times this year about that. But just try to keep it in the back of your mind that you will need that for the college that you choose to attend, and make sure you get those credits once you enroll. Anything else you guys can think of? Dr. Stoder, anything we missed? Of course. We're going to get y'all out early, and if you have questions, be thinking of those.
I just am listening to the presentation. This is my 9th year of doing it. And a lot of the things we've said have to be said. But really, 98% of the students I have talked to have been very, very successful. This is, things that have to be said. Most of you understand. And just something to think about. Chris Helfrich still gets cited. He was one of the vice presidents of FCC when he started. And I teach English 101, which is conversation. But she used to say, this is really a class in time management and reading. Because when you think about it, how many of the things we talked about, we come back to time management. Sure, you don't have to be in on the days you don't have a class. Where you're using that time effectively to get the work done. Time management. I'm looking forward to it. It's good to see you all back.
And so that is everything we have for you tonight. I thank all of you for coming and joining us for this presentation. Does anyone have any specific questions while you have us here? Yes, ma'am. No, that will be due, that will come out in December, those due dates, yep. We just invited everyone since it's really hard to get everyone together in the middle of the year versus the beginning. Yes, sir. I'm going to post them in Schoology, and then I'm also going to send it out to an email to all the parents again. So it'll be on the senior class Schoology page tomorrow. No, I didn't send it out to the parent emails that I had originally sent out the invitation. It seems a simpler way. Yes, sir. That is a fantastic question. The answer to that is no, but I'll tell you this: we have a system in place called One Call this year. When students miss one or more classes during the day, that automatically gives a parent a phone call. So hopefully you tell your parents that you're missing set that day because they will get that call. Great question. Very forward thinking. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes, generally that is the answer, and hopefully with spacing and everything this year it works out well, and so generally that number of them do that.
Either the media center or we do have a virtual learning lab this year. So either one of those places, yeah, if there's an enrollment that doesn't have transportation or has a second block class and needs to remain in the building, yes, we can try.
Yes, sir. We have our entry and set up. There's all kinds of things that are coming out about that. Yes, ma'am. Dr. Scudder? Thank you so much again for attending. Any questions, parents, please reach out to me. And good luck getting out of our parking lot tonight.
Thank you for coming back. I know, love you to get in earlier at 6 o'clock. That's a great turnout this evening. So happy to see you all. So welcome. I am Mrs. Smith. I'm a principal here at OHS High School, and I hope you guys had a lovely evening and time in classes, new teachers, all that jazz. So this is very short, and we actually do have coaches meetings happening at 7:45. So I'm going to talk about this. So the first thing I'd like to introduce my awesome team. We're kind of out on the page. I have about half of them over here, but that's okay. So first things first, my assistant principals. I have Cindy Johnson, who is running around somewhere. And this is her caseload. Then I have Mr. Dan Grant over here. And Miss Bubby Kirby. So there are our department students, and then there are also counselors. We have 5 of them. We're so lucky here at the high school. And so those people have 2 alpha breakdowns. The first is for 9th and 10th grade, and then the second is for 11th and 12th grade. That's just because our other classes have more students in them, so just trying to balance their caseloads, we just like to say that. So Mr. Wall, there he is. Mr. Wall's over there. And Mrs. Hetherington. And then Ms. McGraw. Mrs. Bridge. And Ms. Mullins. There we go. So all our two. So this group, all these people here are here to help you and assist you in journeys here at OHS High School. Okay, so if you have any questions, concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to any one of us because we want to make OHS High School a positive experience for you and help you meet the needs of your students and make your plans for post-secondary life achievable. Okay, so whatever it is, we're here to help you. So the first thing that's important, again, you all know, and I appreciate you all being here with your masks on. And so, in June, when we were talking about opening schools, so excited, great, our cases were down at 0.3%. We didn't have masks on anywhere. And well, now, it doesn't matter, and cases are going up. And so the safest way to have students in school, which we know is best for them to be here in person with their teachers, is to make sure that we're wearing masks at all times. So we will be masking, all of us at all times. We also have hand sanitizers. I don't know if you noticed, every classroom you get to right inside the door, there's a hand sanitizer station in each classroom. But also, when the students use the restroom and wash their hands thoroughly, that's the best strategy. So those are the big things. But because we're looking at 1,467 bears back in person, social distancing is feasible. I know I've received a few emails. I think the biggest concern for all of us is really much because that's when we want to take our masks off in order to eat. What we are doing, and something that we implemented last year, is the auditorium has been during each lunch shift and it's monitored by an adult. However, there's no eating in the auditorium. So that's problematic. Some students go all day, they don't eat normal times, not just the shortened days. You walk around the cafeteria, a lot of kids are like, I'll wait till I get home. It's fine. So that is an option for them to come sit in here. We do have the cafeteria, and I'm just asking that students be respectful and mindful of their peers. So kind of work with your group of, maybe you eat and take a bite and put your mask on, and let's just try to keep our masks on the best that we can. But we also have outdoor seating available in our cafeteria. We have already some picnic tables out there, but we can add some tables on the sidewalk out there, just if people want an outdoor option to eat outside when the weather is nice. Because we can't really do that every day. But so those are kind of our options for lunch. We'll do our best to stay safe. But again, we're really happy that everyone's here in person because I think that's how the best learning occurs. So communication. Obviously, you guys hopefully find the OHS website, and that's where we try to keep up to date with all of our information. I appreciate your patience over the summer. Our 10-month staff has looked at that updates website, so over the summer, sometimes it's not updated as frequently as we would like, but all our staff got now, so we should keep up to date with the website. Find out first is our primary means to send messages. And so make sure if your email is accurate in eSchool, you should be signed up for the appropriate grade level. We try to be very particular about who we send emails to. If it's just to seniors, I'm not going to send them to the whole school because everyone doesn't know. Because if you're like me, when I get done from my kid's school, it's like, what do we want now? Why are you sending me another thing? So I understand the frustration. So I do have the weekly Bear News that comes out every Friday. And in it, I try to write a message every week about what's happening in the school, what are some important dates to keep in mind coming up, just whatever I need to know. There's that message from me, But in there, teachers, club advisors, anyone can put important information in there, so we're not sending 15 different find out first every single day. So please make sure you're checking that. Even if you want to go look at the website, they're archived there, you can go back and look at them. And then our counseling office, they send a newsletter every Monday. So those are the two big ones that you'll want to make sure. If you read nothing else, please read those, because again, that's how they get a message out to you. Schoology is the primary method for teachers. That is the official grade book for Frederick County Public Schools. And, you know, as parents, we can check out our students and be turning in their assignments, or are we doing what they need to do. There's an app on your phone. Hopefully you guys got pretty familiar with it last year, but teachers will also be putting their coursework in there, so you can see what the assignments are and everything else. So again, you can stalk your children. It's fun. And on Twitter, I try to tweet all the positive things that are going on here. Our students do amazing things each and every day in their clubs, in their classes, in athletics. So if you want to see the positive things going on here at Oakdale, you can follow me on Twitter. So our expectations here at Oakdale High School is for students to strive for excellence each and every day. Bring your best self to school. If we all bring our best selves, we'll just be awesome. And that each and every student is different, okay? I want you to be your best self each and every day and not compare yourself to the people next to you. We're on our own journey and our own path, and we want to help you be successful in that path. So again, whether you're going to attend Oakdale High School and get a job right out of high school, you're going to take advantage of CTC and career certifications and get a job. Whether you're going to go to college, whether you're going to take a year off, whatever you want to do is fine, and we want to help you do it, okay? So no one path is better than the next because we're each individuals, and that's really, really important to me. So bring a positive attitude, your best effort, and we'll help you do the rest. It is important that you have a charged Chromebook each and every day. We were one-to-one prior to the pandemic. We've had Chromebooks in particularly Oakdale High School who were, I don't know, like it's full existence pretty much. So make sure you bring charged Chromebooks. Teachers do utilize those. It's like having a pencil these days. You just need to have it in class. We have to be timely. School starts at 7:30 a.m. It is really, really early. I recognize that. But we ask that everyone be here, be on time, and ready to work. And then to abide by the FCPS dress code, okay? That means that right now masks are required, but also hats and hoods are not permitted, and we really just need to be able to see who is coming in our building, make sure that they belong here, but also that it's school appropriate attire. Think of it as your job, your profession. You're going to work every day, let's be professional. So, when I said be timely, please be very cognizant of the traffic. There's really one entrance to Oakdale High School. You have to go around the circle when you go that drive. And there's still building houses behind the school. So there's a lot of construction traffic that would follow. They were delivering trees today. So I saw some bushes on my way in. So just plan on that. Make sure you leave yourself enough time to get here safely. But I also want to talk about the traffic flow because we have a lot of, again, 1,467 students converging between 7 and 7:30 to get to school on time. So that's a lot of people moving through this area, and I want to make sure that everyone's safe. So if you are a bus driver, a bus is going to pick you up at your house, it's going to drive you up Overhead Drive, and take you back here to the bus entrance, down by the counseling office, actually just outside these doors out here. So the buses will drop you off here. If you are in a car ride with your parents, if you are driving, I ask that you come up Overhead Drive. Basically, follow the bus path. You're going to go around the building with two barriers, go around the bus barriers, around the building, and then stop over here by our cafeteria. This is where it's a long sidewalk. So we have the parents drop off here, and then continue through the student parking lot, and exit back out onto Overhead. Parents like to, this front entrance will be called off. You can't cross here because our students park here and then are walking across to the building. So we want to make sure they're able to cross and enter safely. And what was happening last year was that parents would pull into the student parking lot from right here, just pull across the handicap spots and have people pop out, and then they're returning and driving and running into kids. So, no dropping off. We'll have signage, we'll have people there directing, so just please make sure you go all the way around the building to drop off. Student drivers, it's helpful to enter from Hopewell Street into the student parking lot to park, and so there won't be congestion up here. Yeah, we'll help guide people, but that's the best effort to keep everyone measuring units, okay? Same thing reverse at the end of the day. So, I would say that important dates, obviously Wednesday, first day of school. Who's excited? Especially after meeting all your teachers and hearing all the things you're going to do in classes. Also, my parents are excited. It's gonna be great. Then we have school pictures. Then we have homecoming. Our homecoming game is October 8th, and our homecoming dance. Mark the calendar. We're gonna make it happen some way or another. We have to be dancing in the parking lot. Mr. Green did not like when I did dancing in the parking lot. He did suggest the opposite. There's better lighting parking lots. So I don't know. We're gonna figure something out. We'll see what the guidelines and regulations are at that point. But it would be really fun to be able to have homecoming dancing. Oh, you don't need this because you already did. So, the biggest thing is you are an athlete, your coaches meetings are coming up in 2 minutes. You guys are going through schedules. And last but just please be involved. This community is fantastic, and every time I send out a call for help, you step up to the plate, and I'm very, very appreciative. So if you're interested in any of these, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I'll get you connected with the right people. But it really does take a village for us to be successful and to be awesome school that we are. So I thank you for that, and thank you for your time. And have a lovely evening. Short and sweet. All right, have a good one.